7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show presented by TLR Coatings and Leatt Protectives. We are back in, we're kind of in the studio.
Kind of, yeah.
We're actually in the TLR Coatings shop. Did a little move and don't really have the space in my loft apartment right now. So,
I like it in the garage better, honestly.
hopefully the sound doesn't echo too much. I just thought about that. But if it does, sorry. This is kind of a one-time deal here. So anyway, we are here wrapping up the final round of the 2019 Monster Energy AMA FIM Supercross World Championship.
That's it. That's the show. Outdoors. See ya.
Adios.
But for real, I honestly really didn't get to watch the race that much, to be honest with you.
This is gonna go well.
Yeah, so this is... Bear with us a little bit. Drop some comments below. Banter back and forth with us a little bit. It might be kind of fun. I was actually out riding. We had a little party in the pasture kind of deal going on Saturday, so being able to watch the race was a little tough. No Wi-Fi out in the middle of a field, anything like that. So got to ride, so I guess that's a little better than sitting and watching, I guess. So.
Sure. I mean, I actually did watch, well, I slept through the race on Saturday night, at least the 450 main, but I did actually watch the race yesterday on Sunday. We're filming on Monday here. So anyway, before we jump into all that though, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Like he said, the subscriptions really help us out. We are within 120 now. We are 880 subscribers, so we're within 120.
More than I got like 13.
Dude, you gotta start somewhere, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Make sure to, if you want to help support, there's all sorts of links. You can buy t-shirts, you can buy something off Amazon, you can support us on Patreon. Those links are all down in the description below. You can listen to us through podcasts on either iTunes or SoundCloud. If you can't watch the show the whole time or have YouTube playing in the background.
Great for a long drive.
Yep. And yeah, we will be out actually next week in the off week, or I'm sorry, the Tuesday right before Hangtown. We will have the outdoor preview show. Probably we'll just do 450s because we don't really have time to do a 450 and a 250, so probably just cover the big class on that, but we'll see. We'll see what Justin wants to do.
I think we should squeeze both of them in.
We'll try to squeeze
I think
both.
there's lots to talk about in the 250 class.
There is.
I think we can't miss that.
There is. So anyway, so
we can skip the 125 All-Star class though.
We should definitely, that's the whole show.
Hang on. Before we start though, you've been asking for these for a minute.
Yes.
Finally got the sunglasses.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
This is like an unboxing video as well.
We got some Leatt shades here. Can I wear these the whole show? Oh yes, they're my favorites. They're black even. How do I look? Fabulous.
Kind of sweet, yeah.
Or Snapchat these out to the world. Hold on. Pause. Time out.
We're doing a little Snapchat, but as far as
talk about the track.
Yeah. So the track, I was just getting ready to lead into that a little bit. I thought the track was pretty good, honestly. That rhythm section before the finish line with kind of a sandy landing into the sand corner, that was kind of technical, a few different options. I saw Marv go on off and made up quite a bit of time by speeding off the table instead of going over.
All right.
But Tomac was carrying a ton of speed. I don't know. He was just being unbelievable, which is... I don't get how hot and cold he is, but he was hot last night.
He was giving it the berries all night, man.
Coming out of that Monster Alley, just wide open, and then soaking that up over table and up triple in the corner or whatever. I thought that section was great. I'm not a huge fan of the whole Monster Alley thing. I think it's kind of boring, wide open.
It's overplayed at this point. Is the problem.
It's overpoint, I think. Overplayed. I don't know what overpoint even means. Overplayed. I think maybe if they kind of did some chicane switchbacks like the Monster Cup might make it a little better, but or just keep the whole track in the stadium at this point and add a Joker lane in it. I don't know. But either way, he was hauling balls.
Yes, he was.
Balls.
So like that one where he came out of the whoops and his feet came off the pegs there?
Yeah, I mean the heat race, he kind of looked like old Tomac, pushing a little hard.
Yep.
he's very lucky that it wasn't. It could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
He didn't cross over in front of anybody, something like that. But he still picked it up and just had that raw speed that we know him for. But back to the track, whoop section, always gnarly in Vegas.
Yep.
How do you think you would have fared through those, Travis?
So you remember A1 when there were all those guys going around? That would have been me.
Like practice guy?
Yeah.
Practice guy.
Yeah.
I'm a practice guy too.
Yeah, I would have gone around them bitches.
But Vegas is always like, they look like black speed bumps because all the
rubber
left on them, man. Those things are gnarly. But
did you hear about that gnarly rhythm that Zach did on press day? I think it was the far side coming in. Or maybe it was the section. It was one of the two. It was either the rhythm section going out. Yeah, so he was going roll, 2, I can't remember what they said now, 3 quad or something like that. And he did it in press day first time, and that was the only time he did it, and that was the only person who did it. No one else could do it. So
must have been a little sketchy just to prove a point or something. I don't know.
I do like it though. That I thought I thought both those long rhythm sections worked well.
Yeah, there were a lot of different options.
Yes. So other than that, man, yeah, like you said, the Monster Alley's kind of played out. I think the biggest problem is doing Monster Cup and the finals there is
maybe just
twice
makes
a
us
year.
bored of it. I don't know, yeah.
Because otherwise, I think it'd be cool. Like I like the ones where they go out of the state or do something different like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't they go out in Phoenix one year? They went outside the stadium.
They might have.
I feel like they did. Like the first year they went there to Glendale when they could. I feel like they did. Yeah, they did. They went out and came back in.
Something I don't.
Because I remember that
I think
section coming in was gnarly because they were flying coming back in that stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do like when they do that stuff or like go in the stands or whatever. But it's like I said, there it's kind of played out.
Saw it twice a year. I don't know. Maybe I'm just ready for outdoors and want to see wide open like that with bumps in the middle of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you watch Stu Part 2?
I did watch Stu Part 2.
What'd you think of that?
I thought that was very interesting.
I thought this part was more interesting than the first part.
And they definitely did a lot better on the...
they bought a tripod!
They bought a tripod or did something, and maybe some lighting. But, I mean, we could go on in a whole separate show talking about what we thought about that. Maybe we'll have to get on the phone, maybe do that or something.
Yeah, but let's
studio,
let's jump into 250s here. Let's start talking about some racing.
Hang on.
Oh boy. Oh god. Here we go.
What would Stu have done on that track?
Dude. Quad. He would have not come in and
he would have done the Osborne rhythm every lap?
Oh, every lap.
Okay.
If not figured out a way coming in that stadium to seat bounce that little one and quad into that
I was
section.
wondering if somebody was going to go off that little bumping over.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, well, let's get into some 250 talk.
There's a lot for 250s, not so much for 450s.
Yeah, 250 class, there was a little bit of parity, and yeah, not much a lot can be said about it, but heartbreak are 2 words that can explain the 250 class.
All right, let's take a break. Let's get into that. Okay, 250s. Where do you want to start with this, man?
I want to start with last week. I said pick Kyle Cunningham for fantasy. So you know what I did?
You picked Kyle Cunningham.
I picked Kyle Cunningham.
How did that work out for you? Did he not qualify?
He got 21st. Got me 8 points. And that really bums me out. You know why? Because I got 387th or something like that.
I don't know what I got.
Overall.
Yeah.
And on an 8-pointer. So I think if he would have stayed 11th or wherever he was, I would have been golden. But, oh well, what do you do, I guess. But Chris Blows, I don't really know what happened to him. Might have went down. Might have been ready for the after party. Not sure. Are you checking your score right now?
I scored 208.
Okay, I was like 226 or something, but 300 overall or something like that.
I was 1,236. Oh,
Chris Blows, 20th place. We're going to skip that one and wait.
Zombie Chris Blows.
What?
Didn't you hear that's the name they gave him on Bolt? Zombie Chris Blows.
Why?
Because he ragdolled himself so fucking hard in was it Nashville? And they thought he was dead, like he wasn't moving.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden he was riding again.
Oh. Well, Zombie Chris Blows zombied it to 22nd, and then I'm sure he was a zombie in the morning after the monster party.
Yeah, well he hit a hay bale or he hit a tough block and wrecked and like broke his arm or something or his wrist or something.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah,
there we go. 19th, Mitchell Falk. I don't really know what to say about him. Jimmy D. I thought maybe he'd be doing a little better. Maybe he's just kind of...
He's got Lyme disease again. It's flaring up again.
Is that what the word is?
Yep. He's got Lyme disease. JGR is going outdoors with Kyle Peters and, I'm sorry, not Kyle Peters, with Alex Martin and Hill only.
See, oh, you're up to date on this.
Dude, I've been listening to stuff all day.
Yeah, Jimmy D, man, Lyme disease. I thought I was going to be in the same boat. I was out riding in my boy's turn track the other day, and my my legs started feeling weird or whatever, and I dropped my draws out in the middle of the field, and there's a tick just dominating me. I'm serious.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is.
Dude, this tick was dominating me. This thing was
attached to your
my
junk?
leg. It was in.
Was it attached to your junk or was it on your leg?
No, like lower than my junk, like way lower
Right.
than that thing will ever hang, and like down by my knee, and I pulled this bad boy out. Like I got hairy ass legs, and I was like, well, you got to heat it up to kind of back it out, right? So I'm putting some flame to it. My leg hair's burning. Like, I ended up getting the tweezers, pulling that bad boy out, and so far we look pretty good. I feel good, look good. I mean, hopefully I'm not in the same boat.
I'm not sure if the ticks up here, if you can catch Lyme disease off them that easily. I'm not sure, but
well, I was ticked off, I'll tell you that.
You were ticked off?
I was ticked off.
Didn't.
Okay, but anyway.
Anyway, let's keep going up the list.
I'm sure Jimmy D's pretty ticked off. But Chase Marquier, kind of about the same area all year.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I look for him to be up in about the same area outdoors.
I wonder if John Short went down at 14.
I do want to say something about John Short. Stock pipes were still on that bike.
Were they really?
They were still stock, or maybe they were FMS with the stickers peeled off or something, but they look pretty stock.
Well, were you here the week I listened to the podcast about him, and he was having trouble with the Yamaha, and so that's why he switched to the Honda. So
and that Rockwell motor in it blowing up.
Yeah.
Lorenzo with a Leatt kit on in 15.
Not getting any sponsors on this show ever.
No, probably not. But it's fun.
But that's okay. We're gonna be the realest show out there.
yeah, we're being real. Jordan Bailey. Don't really have much to say about him. I think a lot of these guys, we're kind of mailing it in for outdoors. To be honest with you,
most of them.
If I were them, if I'm in their position, yes. I'm not fighting for anything. I'm just kind of riding this last round.
Nope.
Marchbank, same way. Davalos.
Party Marty, dude.
He was going outdoors?
He was retiring before.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him with a beer in his hand or something.
That stupid. I'm sorry, he's not stupid. That little Ecuadorian didn't know that he still had to score 1 point to point out. So that big, long, oh God, I'm retiring thing, he thought he'd already pointed out of the class.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're like, dude, you still have to score one more. And so it literally, they were talking on Pulp, literally with the bet that Mathis had with Mitch, he still could have won had Marty not raced.
Oh, so he's trying to talk him into not racing?
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Steve was probably doing something
Did you see that picture he made Steve take of him?
With a beer?
Yeah. That was like 5 minutes before the night show started, I guess.
That's funny. Kyle Peters, he's going to be outdoor guy. Justin Cooper, I'm not really sure what happened to him.
Dude, he has been...
The camera wasn't on him too much, but when the camera was on him, he didn't really...
The last 2 rounds, he hasn't impressed.
Yeah, I don't know if he let the pressure kind of get to him, first rookie year jitters or whatever, and then all of a sudden Fortner's out and he's the guy.
Yep.
Like, they want him to win a title.
Yep, him and Chase. So
I'm wondering if that played a little bit of a factor on him.
Maybe.
I mean, if I were in his shoes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to be put on you in that
in your rookie season. Yep.
Short amount of time. Moseman looked great in the heat race.
Did,
Seventh place. That's a pretty good ride for him considering, being
it's the
both
full,
together. So I look for him to get re-signed as well.
Yes, probably, I would assume, unless his outdoor season just is complete shit. But
Colt Nichols, Alex Martin.
Colt Nichols, slow, painful death towards the end of the year here. Just not.
That one crash, I think, roughed him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And kind of took some wind out of his sails for, being a title contender, I guess. Alex Martin wadded it up in the heat race. I thought it was going to be
I can't do A-Mart, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're not an A-Mart guy. I hope he does well outdoors because he's not.
I don't hate him, but I don't love him, and it just upsets me that he's like he's older and mature and shouldn't be having these dumb mistakes. It's kind of like Tomac. He shouldn't be having these dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
He should be waxing these kids. He's got the speed to do it, but he just I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he was rocking some zebra gear. That looks like it's.
dude, I want that gear bad.
It's looking like it's a theme for. Gear
Oh wait, that was the answer gear though. I want the Fox
Roxon
stuff
gear.
that Roxon had. Oh yeah.
Zebra is gonna be a hot trend, I think.
I'm in on that.
You're in on zebra?
Yeah, I may have
Yeah.
to actually buy that.
Yeah.
I don't really like Fox gear that much, but I may have to actually buy that because the want is high.
I'm gonna show you something a little bit later.
All right, okay.
Um,
when we finish.
Chase Sexton did what he had to do.
Dude, I thought he rode great for the pressure of he needed to put in a good ride here.
Yeah, I mean I think he did what he had to do for being in that situation. 19 years old. We can put an asterisk next to it because no doubt Fortner won this title on raw speed, just flat out kicking everyone's ass, to be blunt about it. And Sexton just kind of got it handed to him, but he still could have imploded, still could have folded, and he rode really well in that last race against Martin, caught him, passed him, won his first race, and then carried that into Vegas. He looked damn good in the whoops. And I think that had a lot to do with where he was.
So question for you. His contract goes through like it's more than just next year. He only has next year and then he has to move up. So do you think number one, do you think he defends? Let's go there. Let's ask that.
I think he wins another title.
Yep.
Ooh, that's tough.
No matter what coast he's on next year, do you think he wins another title?
If he's against Fortner, I think Fortner is like his kryptonite kind of deal.
Okay.
I don't think he can. I think he lets the whole rivalry thing get in his head a little bit.
Okay.
If he's on another coast, Ferrandis gets through. If he goes up against Ferrandis, I think Ferrandis has got him covered too.
So you think his chances of defending the title are pretty low?
Are pretty slim to none, yes.
Okay. Now here's the next question. When he has to move up, because his contract is still there with Geico, do you think Geico puts a 450 on the track for him if he doesn't have a ride somewhere else? Because the rides are still going to be slim.
Yeah. That's actually a really good question. It depends on. I mean, this is probably a whole nother wormhole we can go down with contract talk and all that. But if he can negotiate his contract where, hey, let me ride a 450, but you can still pay me the same. Hey, let me ride a 450, pay me 20 grand more, or whatever. If he can negotiate that, then yeah, I think they'll do something. If not, I think there may be a way with Moto Concepts team getting a little bigger. You think they can feed him into that?
I don't know, man. There's like 20 guys that everyone's like, dude, they're going to end up on Moto Concepts. And it's like, in all reality, next year you're still going to have Brayton. They're going to bring
They
Mookie
just
back.
signed Mookie.
Yeah. And I don't know if Freeze is going to be still around. But, dude, you have
There's three guys.
4 other
right there.
dudes.
Yeah. What are they going to do with Cole Seeley?
I was going to say, there's a whole bunch of dudes. So it's like, what does this turn into? A
So
TPJ?
so maybe 3-4 years down I guess a year down the road.
I was going to say, you're looking at 2 years. You're looking at
Yeah.
2021. He's going to have to have somewhere to go here now. So that kind of creates a little bit. I mean, the same thing works for Ferrandis because he won the title. He also won the race, by the way. He did exactly what he needed to do, which was go out and win.
I think by the time Ferrandis gets ready for a 450, Barcia will be out the door.
You think so? You think Barcia's going to be out after next year? You think he's going to go one more is all?
If he keeps doing what he's doing, they're going to tell him to hit the road.
That
They got
one's,
Flessinger, he's young. Barcia's on the tail end of his career, man.
yeah, that's true. And Ferrandis isn't exactly young.
No.
He's very much like Marv, so he's older. Did you hear Ferrandis blew his bike up?
Are doing burnouts?
No. He crossed the finish line and he did that like, yes, rev, blew up. He wanted to do a burnout on the podium and the team's like, yeah, the bike's done. And they're like, holy crap.
I mean,
he blew it up free revving, like.
Yeah, good thing he didn't do that like off the triple, like on the last lap, super pump.
Yeah,
or something.
well, that's the thing is like they said, it's a good thing AC didn't quit because if AC would have quit and he'd have blown his bike up there, like, dude, all AC had to do then was finish. And he won.
Wow, that would have been a scenario.
Would have been a huge
That would
scenario.
have been crazy.
Can we
Let's get into McAdoo. Let's give him.
I was gonna say our Leatt low-key
This is
ride.
it.
God, I was gonna say that.
The low-key ride goes to Cameron McAdoo.
We really need another camera
Yeah,
angle for
yeah,
when we
yeah,
do
we
those.
just-
'Cause that'd be awesome. Dude.
Yeah, hell of a ride for him, man.
How does he
especially
go from top 5 guy on one coast to 3rd in a freaking...
I think some of it has to do with guys that end of the year kind of thing that I just talked
Yeah,
about,
okay.
that kind of theory. And I think he needed that ride to put some stock into his stocking, I guess.
Do we know, is it confirmed? Well, I haven't.
For outdoor.
He didn't say anything, yeah. They didn't say anything on the interviews, so I don't think he's got a ride. I don't think it's confirmed yet.
I think they'll put something underneath him. Like after that, I mean, that's a ride right there that proves something for him. Yeah, so kudos to him, man. If they put him on a Kawasaki even, I know that rumor's been thrown around a little bit.
That was what I was talking about.
I mean,
Actually,
with
it was the pro
Avalos-
circuit rumor. Yeah.
Yeah, is Hammaker coming up? That would be a Justin question.
Yes, but I don't know if he's going pro at Hangtown or if
Or
he's
like
going
the
pro
Loretta's
after
thing.
Loretta's. Yeah, so I'm not sure with him, but yes, he is coming this year, is what I've heard. So.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I think Geico should keep a bike underneath him. Maybe do whatever program they're on right now, because Christian Craig ain't looking too great.
That guy.
So I mean, put him on a 450. I think he's just over that 250 life.
I think he needs to just go back and get a job, man. At this point,
He could get a job doing marketing or something. He looks like a good guy at marketing. So
just live off your kids' revenue on Instagram.
you can do that. Hampshire. I mean, that was kind of a surprising ride.
That was another Leatt low-key
Another
ride.
low-key
There were 2 of
surprising
them.
ride. Teammates as well. We got a nice duo there.
How does he always build, and so at the end of the season,
At the
he
end of the
starts
season.
getting podiums all of a sudden, but like the rest, it's almost like guys have to get hurt. Like he's just not quite fast enough until people are hurt and out.
Or he just needs that pressure at the end of the season to perform to get noticed for next year or something.
I don't. He's not going back to Honda though, is he?
I don't really have him figured out.
I don't think he's going back to Honda.
Yeah,
Did he signed somewhere
I
else?
thought.
I don't remember.
I'm surprised he made it through the night. Honestly, I saw him get really sketchy.
He is sketchy a lot of times.
Really sketchy in the whoops in the heat race. I thought he was going to be laying in that berm right after.
Yep. He just.
How do you think he'll do outdoors? I know we can get this in.
Dude, he'll do nothing until after the halfway point, and then
Maybe
all of a sudden
a
he'll start
USGP or
getting
something?
and then all of a sudden he'll start getting top 5s. And next thing you know, boom, he's on the podium the last 2 rounds. Everybody's like, dude, Hampshire. And it's like,
So
dude, you
is
can't
it a coincidence that the Honda boys did well last night since you just bought a new Honda?
Not at all.
Not a coincidence?
No. Ride red, bro.
Ride red.
Ride red.
Ride red and get fill in the blank. Ferrandis.
I mean, that was gifted to him, but again, AC, man.
I'm gonna disagree with you there. He earned that one. He got the start he needed.
Yeah, he did what he needed to do. He hasn't got to start all season. Last race.
Yeah, I think I read him and Billman. Billman probably chewed his ass all week or whatever, and that's all they did was starts, and it paid off.
Yep.
He did what he had to do. He let it play out behind him, and he's a champion.
Yep.
And that was an earned title.
Oh,
He didn't roll over. He didn't get it handed to him. AC
did AC things.
We'll jump back down to him in 20th. Was that like a Tomac Labs? Was that a Tomac mental error?
I don't know, man. I've heard from different people that there was a chuck hole in the launch he went off of right there, and I've heard there was a chuck hole in the landing. So I don't know which is which because I've heard it from different people through the stuff I've been listening to.
So that's mental too. Why didn't he switch up his line?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, yeah, that was, I don't know. Dude, the thing is you had basically no pressure from behind you, and you had guys
Could've
right in
rolled the
front of
jump.
you. Yeah, you could have rolled it. You could have just gone out there and literally just ran laps in that place without having to push it. You didn't need to pass anyone, and I mean, I'm gutted for the kid.
Yeah,
'Cause
I feel terrible. I feel terrible for him. Like, and he was that interview we had. He really manned up and
Yep.
was good. His Instagram post, he really manned up. That was great. So now that kind of throws a wrench in the works for silly season. He doesn't have to move up now.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That was a question that was brought up on the Pulp Review show. Does he move up? Does he stay in 250s? And the consensus was it's probably time to move up.
Yep.
But
It depends on what check's getting waved in his face.
and we'll get in some silly
Man,
season
that-
stuff
that'll
when we start
be-
talking 450s.
Yeah,
here,
that'll
but-
be a real dagger to him, I think, though, too. That elusive title. He should have had it his rookie year. He should have had another one. He should have had this one, to be honest with you.
Did you hear the dagger that Coop threw at him?
Yep, Coop threw some shade
That
at
little
him. That
dagger.
was back to some rivalry stuff.
Yep, which is amazing. As we said, all these years, and they grew up riding together, Coop has not said anything about AC. Not once. And then...
Now he's getting cocky, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't... But again, it wasn't really, like, horrible. All he said was, like, he cracked under pressure and I didn't. That was all he said.
He just said it was on his mind.
I mean,
He's right.
Just enough of a little, like, jab, but, like, not like...
I mean, hate him all you want, but he's right.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He's right.
Yeah, because
So-
Coop just won the biggest title in the world in motocross racing.
And we'll get into that here in a second, but I think he earned it.
Yep.
He earned it fair and square.
So, anyway, anything else? Anything else for 250s here?
No, I'm excited to talk outdoors. Supercross is over. I think it goes 3 rounds too many. I think there should be 15 rounds or whatever.
We could go another 3.
Yeah, I mean...
I'd go 20. I'm okay. I like Supercross better, though.
I mean...
I like being in the cities. I don't like being in the middle of nowhere.
Like, as a spectator, yes. As a spectator, going to all the rounds, yes, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Travel might get old, maybe do it for 2-3 years, but... as far as a racer, man, burn out, like, a fan sitting at home watching TV, I'm bored.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
I mean,
So-
I guess we're different there.
Yeah.
You're a different breed.
I just like Supercross better.
Yeah.
Supercross only. I'm not even doing outdoors. I'm just passing it off.
Okay, yeah. Justin and I are outdoors now, I guess.
I'm only producing the outdoors. I don't even want to comment on it.
I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's really all I have for the 250s. Comment below, banter with us a little bit, and give us your thoughts. I'd love to talk with you guys. So.
All right, 450s. Not as much to talk about there.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yep.
I feel like I was kind of babbling on a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little, but it's all right. Okay, 450s.
I'm letting you start. Leader.
Are we starting at the bottom?
Start from the bottom, and then we'll be here.
Well, Scott Champion made the main.
That dude, hey, I do want to tell you guys, Scott Champ, I'm a fan of him just because of his personality on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is hilarious.
I don't know, follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, he's
so.
a pretty funny guy.
There were actually some guys that made the mains here that don't normally. So Politelli, Tapia.
Ooh, Tevin Tapia, man.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Wyman's going to be real impressed with that one.
Oh yeah. LaFontaine there.
That's Wyman's twin brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're both really ugly.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Here we go. So LaFontaine, or I think that's
Francois.
whatever, dude.
LaFrancois, whatever, the French guy.
The French dude, the other French dude, he, so the guy that helps out Reed has been picking him for fantasy and been literally giving him parts off the JGR truck since Reed hasn't been riding, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, I think that's awesome though, help him
Oh, yeah.
brother out.
Oh yeah. How about the 7 Deuce Deuce making the main after winning the Pulp MX?
Did he plan that?
Dude, I don't know. He was like 12th fastest in qualifying. How are you 12th fastest and then you finish what?
He must have went and got a
18th?
Dunlop.
Yeah, well, he 30 G's he pocketed on that giveaway. 30. They raised like $35,000 or $36,000 is what that Yamaha sold
You got
for.
30 grand.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
80% of like 30. Let's see here. 36,000 times 80, so 28 grand, almost 29.
That's a healthy payday.
Yeah.
How much did he pocket off that Dunlop song?
Dude, I don't
The
know.
Dunlop rap song even, he pocketed something for that.
Yeah.
Even though it's cheesy, corny.
Dumb.
That's why we're making Tupac versus Biggie. We're gonna make a diss track. We're gonna start this whole motocross rap battle, I think.
Boy, here we go. Well, maybe they'll come on the show then or something.
He needs to get a Pirelli.
Oh boy, no he
We
doesn't.
can fire back, get a Pirelli.
No he doesn't. No he doesn't. Starcross 5, bro.
Whatever, get a Michelin.
I don't know. Anyway, Carlin Gardner, last race for the Smart Top Moto Concepts there.
Was he riding
Oh yeah, he was a fill-in for him. Mm-hmm.
That was Ben LeMay.
That was Gardner.
Ben LeMay.
Oh, it is Ben LeMay.
Ben
Shit.
LeMay.
Sorry. Anyway,
See,
No,
I've been out of the loop
confused.
last week. I've been kind of airheading it.
I got confused.
And, he was dropping knowledge on JGR on me
You're
earlier,
right.
so-
Yeah, I am, dude. I did.
But I'm going to call you out on your bullshit on
Yeah,
this
well,
one.
no, I'm sorry. Got confused. My bad. Carlin Gardner,
Carlin Gardner driving
Privateer
a
effort.
BWR bike.
17th.
Solid season for him. He made a lot of
Yep.
gains.
Henry Miller, you want to hear something awesome about him?
I picked him in fantasy.
Riding a 450 with 250 suspension on it and can't figure out why it's soft in the whoops.
I mean, he still got me a lot of fantasy points, so that's...
If anybody wants to know where I'm getting all my information from, I just listen to Pulp MX and stuff all day. Like, literally other podcasts. I'm not really that inside. I just listen to everything else because I work alone.
I mean, now that I work in the industry a little bit, I hear some inside stuff, but not a ton.
Yeah.
I read a lot on Vital MX and stuff too, so...
Yeah, so Henry Miller had his 250 suspension on his 450, and it was soft as shit.
That might have something to do with it.
Yup.
But he's still a great rider. Got into the main in the 450 class. I think that's his first 450 main, maybe?
No.
No?
He's been in them before, I think.
Well, he got me like 34 points or whatever. Anything in the 30s for points is awesome.
Yep.
Fantasy talk. Alex Ray, another fantasy guy for me. Pulled it together for 15th. I think that's a pretty solid ride for A-Ray. I think he expects more of himself.
Definitely does.
But after the last few weeks, I'd be pumped on that for what he's gone through.
Ryan Breeze.
That's a great ride in 14th.
Yeah, especially considering he came in mid-season after they kicked Bisceglia to the curb.
I watched him.
On that Rock River.
He shouldn't have got up from this crash in Detroit, and then he got up and made the main in Detroit. But
yeah.
I watched him crash right in front of me so hard, like, he shouldn't have got up. Shouldn't have got up. So, great season for him. I think he'll be back on a cycle trader bike next year. If not, a little more support from somebody.
Yeah.
Just proves you don't have to do great at Loretta's, because when I went to Loretta's, he got like 30th in my class. So.
Yeah. And then you get up 13th, Kyle Chisholm. Chiz is going to chiz, bro. Chiz is going to chiz. He's going to make the main.
Chizzing and jizzing right into 13th.
He was good in the heat.
He was right up front, top 5
Yeah,
in the heat.
he was good in the heat.
The farthest
So,
up he's been in a while.
I'm kind of sad because I actually, so for the Rocky Mountain Fantasy, the wild card pick was 13th, and A-Ray always finishes a couple spots behind him. So I picked A-Ray for 13th because I thought Chiz was going to get like 11th or 10th, you know, somewhere in
be up a
there.
little more.
Yeah, because he, you know, injuries and everything. So I thought he was going to do better. So I'm a little disappointed there, but whatever. Now Ben LeMay, fishing 12.
The Moto Concepts.
The Moto Concepts fill-in rider. You know, good last ride there, top 12. I mean, he finished, I think he said 18th in points in the post-race interviews I listened to. So not a bad season for him.
No, he made almost every main.
Yep.
Got a taste of the factory ride, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain.
Are they keeping him for outdoors? You hear anything like that when you were listening?
No, Smart Top, the only guy going outdoors is Kiefer.
Well,
For the first 2 rounds. That's it.
And then who's coming back?
No, Smart Top, no, they're done after that.
And they're just going to be done after
Yeah,
that?
they're just doing the first 2. Yep.
Well, that would be kind of a cool deal.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool because, like, I guess Alessi's been out at the track with Mike and Kiefer, like the desert tracks, and is like, okay, so Mike's like 10th place fastest with lap times here, so if you're like within this many seconds, you should be in the top 20 easy.
They're
like,
juiced up about
no,
that.
Alessi's like numbers on numbers on numbers, I guess, with this stuff, so he's got it like pegged, like, yo, this is where you should technically be. So
yeah, that's kind of like back to what Alessi did in the amateur days when they were renting out the tracks and stuff like that.
I just think it's cool that they're off on a side note here. For anybody who doesn't know, Chris Kiefer, who does testing and does all the test rides and stuff for Pulp MX, he is doing the first 2 nationals, the one at Paula and the one at Hangtown. The dude's 30-some, 40 years old.
Yeah, his kid never got to see him race.
Yeah.
So they set up this opportunity. He knows Tony from back in the day.
Yep. Mathis is managing the team.
Yeah, it's just kind of a whole fun deal in marketing for Pulp MX. So Steve, you're brilliant. You're a smart businessman.
Yep. And
You'll never hear that from me, but.
And I like that. Genova and Alessi are doing this. You know, I think it's a cool thing to let the kids see him race and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's a cool thing for Kiefer because he never got to ride factory ride, you know?
No.
He's going to get a factory treatment.
Yeah, he's basically, I think, riding Brayton's bike outdoors. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. And he said his goal is basically just to make it in without having to go through the LCQs. Because he's like, bro, I watched those LCQs. No.
I mean, that's a lot of riding too. So.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. But we'll cover that more in the outdoor show.
Speaking of Brayton, kind of mailed it in on his knee.
But he got 10th in points,
that Supercross
which was an extra
only
15 grand.
For the Genova like incentive bonus.
No. Well, I don't think that. I think it was for the actual points.
Oh, okay.
For the series. So an extra 15 grand is what I heard he got.
Okay.
So he was trying to get 10th.
So the incentive thing I'm talking about is for those that don't know as well. I guess all the Moto Concept guys that ride for that team, they're on kind of like for me, being a sales guy, it's like a sales contract, you know?
Yeah, it's performance-based.
Performance-based. So they got like a quota or something like that. Get this many top 10s or whatever. You get this amount of money, whatever, which is kind of cool. Genova kind of took the business side from the hot tub company, stuff like that, and he's kind of transitioning into a supercross team. And he's grown it. He's been successful with it. And I think some other guys in the paddock should take note. A guy that doesn't really have a lot of moto knowledge before, he doesn't have the chip on his shoulder like a lot of the other team managers. I think it's a good combination. I think that team should stick around.
Yep, and I like the performance base because for a team like that doesn't have a huge budget, it's like you have a small base salary and then we can go from there.
Yes.
And for a lot of these guys who don't have rides, and there's a lot of solid dudes out, and there's only going to be more and more as we go along here over the next 5 years, we'll call it. I think it's a good option. Like they're gonna have teams here where they're gonna be able to get top 10s with all 3 dudes.
Right.
They're gonna have 3 dudes in the top 10 every single night here. So I like that team.
Justin Bogle came on strong at the end of the year.
He had a top 5 start and then crashed into a tough block and came back. So I call that pretty good.
Yeah, he's starting to gel that KTM pretty good. And
yep, be interesting to see outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know how much time he's had on that chassis, whatever outdoors, but I mean, he's one of those guys that can squeak out a really good ride here
Dude,
and there.
He's got an overall and a moto win in outdoors.
That's
2
something
years
a
ago.
lot of guys can't say.
Yep. So that's pretty good. Justin Hill, 9th.
I mean, he went from his 12th to 13th, had a few guys get hurt and got into the top 10.
They said in the stadium they were watching him, and they said it was funny because he got passed and passed and passed, and then all of a sudden you could see that some of the guys that were starting to pass him, he was like, oh, these guys shouldn't be passing me. And all of a sudden he picked it back up and got himself back into 9th. Supposedly he's going to really work outdoors.
I mean, it's too late to build a base, so.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tyler Bowers, the whoop saved him.
Bro, 8th place in the main, and I think he's 12th overall in points for the year on a full privateer effort.
He's got factory parts.
He's got factory suspension, and yes, he has some other odds and ends, but dude, he's paying for everything.
Still paying, more than one of the other guys are, yeah.
And he's
But I don't think
he's
not going completely in the L.
No, but that's part of it's because of the German thing. I listened to a podcast where him and Mathis kind of dove into it, and basically he rides the German series and has to win that series because that pays all his bills all year. And then Supercross, he just basically if he rides it and does what he's doing like this, he's basically breaking even.
Wow,
is what he said. So
I don't know if I believe it, but
it probably
never know.
Probably be close. Probably on nights like this, he probably is up some money with contingency and everything, but. It wouldn't surprise me, dude, if it's close, because let's face it, the payouts aren't a lot. Contingency's not a ton. I mean,
and you figure part of the sport, you're risking yourself that much just to break even.
Well, and you figure he's flying himself, his wife, and his kid now out to the race, paying the mechanic. He has one set of suspension. So he's literally putting the suspension on the bike on race day, taking it off at night. He's flying with that back and forth. So there's an oversized heavy bag charge he's got to pay every single week. The bike is going in either a Sprinter van when they're on the West Coast area, or if it's on the East Coast, he's paying someone to take it on their truck. I mean, dude, he's got some bills there that it's like if he doesn't if he doesn't make the night show, he's screwed.
His wife better start modeling a little more, selling some calendars or something.
Maybe. Blake Baggett, I heard they were solid in points, so they were just doing testing with stuff all night. So that's kind of why he wasn't as good as he probably could have been.
He's going to be good outdoors, boys.
We'll see. I don't know, man.
Be good.
We'll discuss that in the outdoor show, but
Cole Seeley, I think that's my sneaky ride. That's my...
Yeah. Oh, God, here we go.
It's my low-key ride, Cole Seeley. Anyway, Cole Seeley is my low ride for Vegas. The reason being he had a great heat race. He 6th, 5th. He was just kind of building near the end of the season as well. Yes, guys got hurt, but still, after what he went through and everything, mentally, the setbacks, physically, it's got to be wearing on his mind that if he is signed or not signed, what he's doing next year. and kind of proved a point in Vegas again. That was kind of a point prover ride, I think.
Yeah, I think though he lands at like I really do think he lands at Moto Concepts next year because I don't think Freeze is coming back, is what I've heard. So if Freeze isn't coming back, I think Cole ends up landing there because
that would make sense since Roxon just got re-signed to a 3-year deal, and they didn't mention anything about Sealy. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they're bringing someone new in.
Okay.
I don't see him going back with Sealy. Zach Osborne, 5th place,
that's your boy,
and a heat win.
I did see that,
dude.
He held Marv off.
So think about this. He's only done 10 rounds. And that's coming off of 2 injuries. And he led last week and should have won that last week. Like, let's face it, if he doesn't come up short there and go up to the top of that berm, he wins that race last week. Hands down. You can't tell me he did.
Yeah.
He wins his heat last night, holds Marv off, solid, and then runs solid top 5 the entire main. Now, granted, I don't think he wasn't winning last night. There's no way he was winning last night because Tomac was on it.
Yeah.
But, dude, if he has another 7 rounds, if he comes into the season
fully prepared
with the offseason he had, because I heard he was ripping in the offseason, which who knows, but coming from Mathis, that actually seems like a pretty good, because Mathis is always like, oh God, everybody's ripping offseason. So if he's actually saying like, dude, this guy was ripping, he probably was ripping pretty well, I would assume. So
I did watch the thing in Europe, the French Supercross, and he did look pretty good. He looked good through the whoops, even though they were small, tiny whoops.
I still think if we go all year, I think he wins a race.
Really?
Yep.
That's a hot take. Hot take.
I think if he would have had the entire season, I think he would have won. Dude, I mean, we've looked at this already, and we'll get to it with Coop. He trains with those guys.
Yeah.
So think about it. If he goes out and gets that, and then that creates a whole different dynamic at the Baker's factory because Zach's one of those too. If he wins and gets confidence, them other boys are in trouble because
he keeps coming.
He's not scared. Let's face it, he's not scared right now, and I don't think he's got a ton of confidence. Like he's got some, but not a ton, dude. And if he goes in the outdoors here, because we keep going towards that route here, because obviously that's where we're going next. If he goes in the outdoors here with some confidence, like. Dude, he could surprise some people in some motos, I think.
So speaking of your boy, what about your other boy?
Kenny.
No.
Oh.
Joey. Where was he at?
He wadded it in practice.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did they show it at all?
I don't remember. I think it was practice. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he wadded it in practice
and just called it.
Yep.
Okay, probably a smart move.
Now we're talking about my other boy, Kenny.
That's my boy.
No, that's my dude. In that zebra gear, which I'm getting.
I like Ken. That gear was sweet. I like Fox gear. I mean, motocross guys, bros, Fox is lame, whatever. It's mainstream.
But that zebra gear was hot.
I'm about to break the mold. I'm bringing Fox back. I think.
Oh God.
I can't say that. Just kidding. No. I like the Fox stuff. I think it's good looking stuff. The new helmet I'm not too stoked on because it's a little weird looking. Everybody's going to the Cone EPS stuff now. Everybody's on the same technology.
No, when I go to a new helmet, I'm going to a Leatt if I ever get it, or I'm going to 6D next.
Yeah. What about the bell?
I don't like the bells that much.
No.
Nah. I want a 6D pretty bad. So.
I know where they sell them. JT Cycle, go try one on.
Yeah.
JT Cycle plug.
I'm not gonna say the other place that sells them that's closer to me.
They don't have them there.
Really?
No. They have Alpine Stars helmets here.
Ooh, I may get one of those too. Anyway,
yeah, Ken Roxon signed 3-year deal.
3-year deal, buddy. That's a big one.
That's big. That's a big weight off his shoulders, I think.
It's a big weight off his shoulders, but that's pretty ballsy of Honda. Like they must really like what they see. Yeah. The thing is, I still want to know what's wrong with
Are they valuing his off-track stuff more than...
I don't know, man. The thing is, I'd like to know how much did he get signed for? Did he sign for the same? Did he sign for more? Did he sign for less?
I wish the sport wasn't so secretive about that.
I do too, because I'd like to know. Because it wouldn't surprise me if they offered him less, but did he sign for that? Or did he not have an offer that was as big or big? I mean, dude, I don't know.
It would be cool to know all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because with results, it's like, I mean, technically the results haven't been there, I guess, but he was on the podium a lot. And
if you're a team manager, what are you doing with Roxon? You're
signing him for as much money as I possibly can give him but I believe in the social media side of it. I'm not old school.
I'm the same way. I was going to say the same thing.
So that's why it's like, I'm spending as much money as I can because the following he has is ridiculous. The crossover he has with his outside stuff. I mean, he's Stu-esque with how he crosses over.
Right.
So.
And I think he actually enjoys being in the spotlight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So, I'm on the same page with you on that one.
Yeah. Fourth place was a good ride yesterday. They said it was kind of interesting because he's still, from what we know, suffering. Yeah, and it was, I guess, close to 100 degrees during the day in Vegas. So it's interesting that he did as well as he did last night.
Yeah, I really hope they figure out what's going on because if it is Epstein-Barr or something like that, he might as well just pack his bags and head to Maui for the summer or something, man, and just he's got a 3-year deal now and just hammer it home for the next 3 years.
I want to see how it goes outdoors. I'll be interested to see how the first few rounds go. Mm-hmm. Actually, is it High Point the first one after Colorado, like usual? Because if High Point's the first one, I'll be interested to see there. Because Colorado's usually not that hot. The West Coast usually not super hot.
Well,
especially because
Colorado will be a good one too, I think, because of the elevation.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I'll be real interested to see
about the time those rounds come in.
Yep. Once we get to round 3, 4, that will kind of determine how the summer's going to go with him, I think. So
and then Florida in the hot, the heat, humidity. I think those guys will be fine since they train in it. But him, I don't know.
Yeah, because of what he's battling. So
I might be doing the 125 Dream Race in Florida, and I'm gonna go
at WW.
And I'm gonna go sit in the sauna for weeks on end and hope that prepares me.
You want to come half marathon train with me?
No.
You sure?
I hate running.
You'll get your cardio
I just got my mountain bike back today.
Get your cardio up.
I'm going to start hammering the mountain bike out.
All right. Well, good luck.
Third place. It's all about fun.
Third place, we could just talk about him. Cooper Webb, your 2019 champion.
He did it.
He earned it.
He did it. People argue that Anderson was out. Anderson wasn't going to be... I might have said something different at the pre-show and all that, but... After kind of seeing what happened this year, I don't think he would have been a contender.
Nope.
I think he would have been, your third, fourth place guy. Tomac just is Tomac. I don't know. It blows my mind. I can't figure it out what his deal is. Like last night, he put an ass whooping on everyone.
Tomac was on it all night last night. Yeah. No one was touching him all night.
Yeah, he was just throwing it in the corners hard. Like he was on it.
Giving her the berries is what he said. Exact words. That's a pull down quote. You can quote me on that. Yep. He said he was giving her the berries all night. And he was. I mean, Tomac was on a Tomac level there. So.
Yeah, and nobody was touching that level. I don't think anybody will.
Nope.
Except for maybe a Roxon in his prime, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yep.
Webb, your 2019 champion. A little bit of cockiness with it, a little bit of attitude.
I was going to say, and he didn't back down in the race itself, hence the reason he got third.
He didn't back down in any races he could have backed down in.
Nope.
He just kind of, found his own pace and let Tomac crash twice last weekend, let Osborne crash, and boom, there's a bonus check for a win, more points,
and finally,
an even bigger bonus check.
Finally, 3 years here, we've been waiting for this. The guy with the most wins won the title.
Really? How
many? He's got 7.
7? How many Tomac had?
6.
6? Ooh, by one.
By one, but at least he had the most wins, so that hopefully will make everyone feel a little better.
Yeah.
Make him feel like the guy who
I would
won the title.
How much money he made this year?
Dude, he's got to be.
And I want to know.
He's got to be $2 million. No, he's got to be over $2 million.
I would like to know what the.
Because his contract, his base.
I would like to know what the contract takes out for the Baker program and all that kind of deal. If he pays Baker, or that comes out of his salary for the contract.
He's got to pay Baker $100,000.
Well, yeah, at least that I think.
That was the last number I heard. So you figure $100 to $150,000 to Baker. I bet his base salary was $4
million.
$400,000 for the year.
I bet it's more than that.
I bet it wasn't a lot more. He didn't have credentials coming in, man.
True. Yeah,
and it was
second-tier guy.
And it was more of a performance-based second-tier dude. But because he won 7 races, you figure his bonus program was probably still similar to a top-tier guy, like pretty damn close to what he would get, normally. So 7 wins at least $100,000 for each one of those. So you figure there's 700, so that's 1.1.
Around $2 million.
And the
Ricky said right on the thing, he's making $1 million tonight.
Yeah. So the win bonus for the championship has to be $1 million, and then he wins 100K, I think it is. The AMA pays out for winning the title. So you figure he's probably, with bonuses from everything plus race payouts, I mean, he's probably 2.5, 3 mil on the year. Not a bad year.
Yeah, it's a solid few months.
Yeah, it's a solid 5 months worth of work.
That's a solid 5 months of work. I think that's pretty low compared to my numbers, but.
So let's go with percentage pie here. Percentage pie, he repeats next year.
69%.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna go more than that. I'm gonna say at least 80.
80?
I'm saying that's an 80%.
I'm sticking 69 because
unless something completely crazy happens outdoors. But if he is remotely in the fight outdoors,
that's a long time talking into the future. But you got. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even want to think that far in the future. I just wanted it off the top. I don't even know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow morning. So
yeah, and then the guy we didn't mention, Marv, a quiet second place.
Very, very quiet second.
But pretty typical of Marv, just solid. He's got that.
I mean, he got a few podiums last year or this year that not many people talked about.
Yep. So and last night was one of them.
Hopefully, he's on a confidence high from his second place because I will be back in California next week. And as you guys all know, I did race him in go-karts, and I love to tell everybody that I beat him in go-karts. I mean, that's just, everybody's got a glorious story they like to talk about. This is the one I like to talk about. So I'm going to be back in California next week for the sales meeting, get to see the 2020 stuff. Hopefully he shows up.
That'd be awesome.
And we get to do a little go-kart racing with him again, so that'll be kind of cool. And hopefully I can prove it wasn't a fluke. So
yeah,
if not, whatever. It's cool just being in the same air as those guys. So that's probably why I like to talk about it a lot because it's something that kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's
just like Travis here saw him eating at the same restaurant
in Indy. Yeah, that was
wanted to touch him.
I can't fanboy that hard though. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even talk to him while I was there.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, if I'd been racing him like that,
we were standing on the podium and we had this little trophy thing, and I was like, this probably isn't as cool.
Oh, I'd have been talking mad shit.
Well, I was like, this probably isn't as cool as a Supercross trophy, is it? And he's like, nah.
Wait, so he finished second behind you?
I think he ended up third, actually.
Oh,
one of the warehouse guys beat him too.
Oh, dude, I'd have been like, yo, so that bottom step of the podium, that's pretty familiar to you, isn't it? We're never getting anybody on this show. No. Those are too raw. But anyway, okay, cool.
Tomac, ass kicking. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Hangtown is going to look the same way because that's just what he does at Hangtown.
Yep,
so.
And he's carrying a confidence high because of winning this race. So, okay, cool. So we're wrapping up here another season of Supercross.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I do want to give a shout out to Tars. We had a cool little competition going on with the fantasy deal. I did pull it out a little bit. But either way, we'll get you a shirt or whatever we got to do. And we're going to try to set up maybe something for outdoors, maybe give some incentive to you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna have a Moto Aftermath League. We'll talk about this after we get done here. And I'm gonna buy some stuff to give away for that. So make sure to go. It's through the Pulp MX Fantasy site. Yep. So we're gonna play.
You don't have to on the Pulp MX Fantasy site. You can pay for Pulp MX Fantasy.
Yeah.
But that is for their prizes.
Yes. You don't have to pay for ours. We'll start a league. It'll be the Moto Aftermath Show Outdoor League because we can't use the same league, can we? Does it reset or?
We will figure that out, and then
we'll figure it out and we'll let you know in the outdoor preview. But yes, pay attention to that. Also, as we're getting closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark, don't forget 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So again, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah. Share it with your friends.
Do something cool. Maybe we'll put Justin in a bikini, put him in the pond or something.
Again, make sure to follow us on all the major social media networks. If you want to support us, links in the description below for Patreon, Amazon deals, or Teespring t-shirts. And hopefully by next week when we film the outdoor show, I'll have our new t-shirts, which then we'll be able to sell too.
We'll unveil them on camera.
Yeah. So anyway, check out the sponsors. Links to them down in the description below. We will be back next Tuesday, even though it's an off week, but with our outdoor preview show/shows. Yeah. So thanks for another successful Supercross season, Cole. Yeah. Thanks for being here in Justin's absence all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys in the comments too. I read them all. I started out. You guys invited me onto the show, and I thought it was fun doing it, and you guys had good things to say. So I guess here I am still. So
Yep. So cool.
Look forward to doing some more of these. So.
Yeah. So we will see everybody next week for the outdoor preview show, and then it's Hangtown.